Hey YouTube, this is Enthusiast back again with another video. This one is all about tubes, and yes, more tubes. If you watched the last video, you saw that I received and unboxed the Ants Cannon Enthusiastic Gear Pack. This pack is more than what I probably need right now for starting out, but I got it to make sure I wasn't lacking when the time came down to the things I need. Ants Cannon does have a smaller pack, which is half the items on this list, and is about half the price. I'll be leaving a link for this pack in the descriptions below, or just click the info card up top. Now, I didn't explain it that well in the last video. The main reason I wanted to get this pack was for the test tube portals, so I could hook up test tubes that need to be changed into a setup that looks kind of like this picture seen here, using 2 test tubes and 2 stoppers. I'm hoping that this setup will be better for moving ants than worrying about taping test tubes together. Now let's get into the test tubes that I have or I'm planning to use as I find and house ants. As you can see in this picture, I have polyvinyl tubing, the Ants Canada test tube, and 2 other test tubes that I'll be talking about later in this video. First, let's talk about the Ants Canada test tube. Now I wanted to get the test tube that Ants Canada uses, as the majority of former carrion builders use the same openings for their products. Besides getting the pack for the portals, I also wanted to test the tubes against the items I already had on hand. I like the design of the Ants Canada tube, as it has a mark for water holding here, and many teeth that keep the tube from rolling here. If you have cotton right at the water line and the teeth line, this will leave your queen and colony around 5 centimeters or 2 inches of space long, and 1 centimeter or 0.5 inches wide to grow. As we go into the next tubes, I want to give a little bit of background. As I said in my intro video, I'm currently going to college to be a forever student, as I love to help people learn and grow. That being said, before I decided to go back to school, I was a volunteer for almost 5 years helping teach science to elementary students. When I started volunteering in 2004 until 2009, I picked up a lot of things along the way from a not so well known gentleman, Steve Spangler, who's really well known now by teachers. I also got to meet him in Orlando at a workshop in October 2009, and in Utah at another workshop in March of 2013. Spangler Science sells test tube soda bottles. These are soda bottle blanks that have never been heated and blown up into the shape of whatever soda bottle was needed. As you can see, there are 2 kinds, the regular and jumbo. I placed them next to the Ants Canada test tube for reference. As you can see, the regular is about 14 centimeters or 5 inches long and 2.5 or 1 inch wide. I wanted to get the Ants Canada test tube as early as possible to be able to physically see the difference in size between it and the soda bottle test tubes, as I will likely be using the soda bottle tubes to collect queens and bring them home because the bottle tubes will not break easily. The jumbo, on the other hand, I will probably not be using much unless I'm heading out for a long trip or have a major colony. As you can see, it's about 26.5 centimeters or 6.5 inches long and 4 centimeters or 2 inches wide. If you want the information on the cost of these and the amounts, I'll be putting links to the regular and jumbo tubes from Spangler Science in the description below and in the info card above. Another thing that I plan on using when looking for queens are old film canisters. Now this is an ancient technology, but back in the 1990s and early 2000s, when you took a picture, you needed film. When you wanted to see the pictures that you took, you had to take the film to a place to get developed. As you were transporting them, they sat in a container, and it was very important not to let light hit the film or you lose those images. Well, if you can still find a place today that does this, most times they'll let you have the old film canisters for free, as they're just throwing them away after use anyways. The important thing to make sure you look for are the snap caps without teeth. This will make it easier to take the cap off and put the cap back on when catching and transferring your queen. If you cannot find a place that develops film, where they no longer hand out the canisters to the public, you can still buy some from Spangler Science. The information in the description below and the info card. These are the 3 items I plan to put queens in while hunting until I make it home. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, ants work wonders.